All right, let's turn now to Natalie Fahmy, who reports on the Ohio State House for our Columbus station. Natalie, thank you for giving us so much of your time. You're on the ground there. Natalie, we know so far 85% of independent women supported the measure in November that today's election is trying to block. So what does this potentially mean for Republicans in 2024?
Well, like you said, an overwhelming amount of women and Ohioans in general do support the November issue. So what I think it could mean for Republicans in 2024 is if this measure does pass in November, they might have a little bit more of a difficult time, specifically in the U.S. Senate race. Secretary of State Frank LaRose, he's backing issue 1. And if issue 1 fails and the November amendment does end up passing, I think that will kind of be a nail in his coffin and some ammo that's used against him. And as far as Republicans in the state legislature and statewide offices, even last year when we saw Roe v. Wade was overturned and there was a lot of energy surrounding that before the midterm election, we still saw statewide Republicans handily won in that election. So as far as that goes, I don't think it would have too much of an effect on the statewide offices.
So, Natalie, obviously a hot button issue, abortion, a hot button issue, not technically on the ballot here this time, but what is the mood right now of voters there?
Yeah, I think we've seen long lines across the state overwhelmingly getting out to try and make sure issue 1 doesn't pass, to make sure that the abortion amendment does pass in November. I mean, voters are really motivated, specifically on the vote no side. They're angry and they're enraged. They say this was a sneaky election and a sneaky way for the Republicans to still get their way in the state, despite what Ohio voters want. Whereas on the vote yes side, they're saying it's about a lot more than just abortion. It's about future issues here. So they're motivated too, both by abortion, and they say it's also to protect the Constitution in general.
Great job laying out both sides there, Natalie. We know so far well over 500,000 votes cast so far. I know the state had tried to move away from having these ballot initiatives in August because really so few people normally even pay attention. How does turnout so far with this initiative compared to Augusts of the past?
Well, last August, we had another special election, and early voter turnout brought out about 140,000 people. That's compared to early voter turnout this August, with nearly 700,000 people coming out to cast their ballot, either early in person or via absentee ballot. So we're seeing the turnout blow out the turnout from last August. Far and away, even compared to the May 2022 primary that included both a primary for a governor and for U.S. Senate. We're seeing the early turnout for this election is still nearly 3 times higher. So voters are motivated on both sides of the issue here, and we're seeing that at the polls.
Yeah, people motivated enough, they will certainly come out. Those numbers reflect it. All right. Natalie Fahmy, thank you so much on the ground there in Ohio.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider, and don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.